There we are.
There it is. There it is.
Look, Cody's not here, okay?
No, he's not.
That's why you
Not
see
here.
Eddie and I.
That's why I'm
If
back
Cody
on
were
this side.
here, he would be where I am.
Yeah,
But
because he's on the right all the time.
it's on the right. It's just
Alt-right
not.
Cody.
It's sad. We don't have him today. We might have him for Friday's Ramble Radio. So let's just understand that. Greatest theme song in all of media?
Is this a personal composition? Did you create this yourself?
I did. I did this on this app
Wow.
called Machine on
Machine.
my iPad.
And you did the three little beeps here?
That's right, I did. You damn right I
Oh.
did. Look at us. Here we go. Welcome to another episode of the Ramble Podcast, a geek's guide to pop culture. This is episode 416, Eddie. When
Yeah.
did they bury us? When did they say we were never going to make it? I'm sorry, this is 417. Look at
17.
that.
See?
Look at that. One extra one
They're
for the haters.
they're trying to get in your head now to make you act like last episode didn't even happen.
One extra one for the haters. Look at that. 417. And when did they bury us? When did they tell us, guys, why are we doing this? We need to stop.
I think they tried to pull an Inception before we even started the podcast.
Right.
To try to go 7 layers down into our
makes
our
sense.
subconscious
That makes
to
sense.
prevent us from even coming up with the idea
There
of this
you
podcast.
go. There it is. There. By the way, you can email us, ramble@theramblepod.com. Subscribe. Leave a 5-star rating, a positive
Do
text
it.
review.
Do that.
We're on Twitter at Podcast Ramble 1, Instagram at Podcast Ramble. We're on YouTube at The Ramble Teeb. We have a merch page at T Public. Go visit.
Sure.
Eddie.
Oh, I owe you $1 because I just got that $2 deposited into my
You know
my
what?
check
Hold
into my
on to it.
PayPal account
Hold on to it. It's yours.
from that T-Puck. No,
That's
dude,
yours.
50-50,
It's
man.
yours. I think I owe
Dollar
you
for me,
some-
dollar for
I think I
you.
owe you for some figures, so it's yours. By the way,
Yeah.
these fucking people.
Oh.
We're still deadlocked at 147 5-star ratings on iTunes, and hiccup for September 11th, the last positive
Wow.
text.
It's our own personal 9/11.
It might be. It might have
It might
become
be our
that.
own personal
It might have
9/11.
become that. It might have become that. By the way, we want to talk about other things, but I would be cancer fighter, comedian, Virgo, Jerry
Virgo?
Roger. Right there, we have the
Okay.
one and only
Comedian, podcaster, Eddie Pence. Also, a cancer. I'm a cancer, not
Cancer.
survivor. but
Filmmaker?
Cancer sign.
Filmmaker?
Filmmaker. Yeah, all that stuff.
filmmaker, all that. Dude, can we talk real quick about how Inception was like? I think that's one of the biggest films with the whole time. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of this. That was the whole, and that was that weird run DiCaprio had, where like every movie's all in his head.
Yeah.
Inception, the one with Shutter Island. It was like, wait, do you get it? Just the all in his head trilogy is coming up. Was there a third
is
one?
anything really happening to you?
Is anything actually happened to this motherfucker? Like it was, man. Oh god. Man,
I remember when the top was spinning at the end,
Yeah.
and it kept going, and you're like, okay, and it goes like
wobbles
just
a
three
little, then it cuts.
three extra beats, and it goes back
Right.
up. There was a couple audible laughs in the theater I was in. Like,
I don't know
it's
how
like
anyone
people
thought that was. Everyone going, so great, so great. I guarantee you.
fucking split the top of the end, dude. That's fucking savage, bro.
I guarantee you, Christopher Nolan was just like, dude, I want to make a movie where a fucking train drives through traffic. How do I make that happen? And that was they're like, well, shit. I want like fucking cities to fucking fold on each other. And I
Right,
want a
right.
train to drive through traffic, man. Like it makes sense with Doctor Strange. The city's
Yeah.
folding.
He probably saw Doctor Strange. Was like, that's the fucking movie I wanted to make, bro.
I think it came out before Doctor Strange.
I'm saying after he saw Doctor Strange,
Oh,
like that's
yeah.
the fucking movie I
Yep.
wanted to
I
make.
should have made that. Bro, I want a fucking train going right through fucking traffic.
I want
Find
a
me a
fucking
s-
mirror dimension, bro.
And then that was the most, oh God, the fucking horn honk soundtrack. That was the soundtrack. That motherfucker just sat on an F-150 horn.
Well, dude,
That
that's
was the
better
whole
than his
soundtrack.
fucking what was the Dunkirk or whatever the fuck his thing was that with just the.
Dude, you and I left Dunkirk like, what the fuck was this? Why is anyone... Why? what was the
It
point of
was
this lump
just
of
a
shit?
fucking ticking clock for 2.5
It was
hours.
Thomas Hardy landing a plane for 2.5. It was Thomas Hardy landing a plane. That guy from the fucking boy band swimming. That's all it was. Fuck.
It's like here's a boring 20-minute movie, and let me show it from 4 different sides.
Yeah, there you go. 4 different versions of this 20 minutes, boring as shit. Oh fuck. But here we are. And dude, we got it. We. Oh man, I'm ready for my geek out. We're gonna do a geek out. If we have time after the geek out, we're gonna do the Super Nintendo game that should have been Super Heaven's Gate.
Ooh, Super Heaven's Gate.
And then,
Originally on the NES is Heaven's Gate.
Heaven's Gate,
but-
and then now we have. Now that you can really show nuts being chopped off,
Yes.
like with the 16-bit graphics. And if we have time permitting, we might get into the who would win battle between Cesar Romero's Joker and Frank Gorshin's Riddler.
Ooh,
That'd be a good fight, don't you think?
that'd be a good fight. I
That'd be a
think.
good fight.
I just think from an athletic standpoint,
Gorshin.
from a physicality,
The
I think
Gorsh.
Gorshin.
The Gorsh.
Yeah, Gorsh.
Gorsh.
Cesar Romero's Joker seemed a little stiff. He just seemed a little,
yeah,
little bit of arthritis in the hips and the knees, maybe a bad back. It just seemed a little.
it's not. Yeah, well, so maybe that's a squash. We'll have to, we
might be a
we
squash.
might,
I
we
don't
might
know.
have to
I don't
cancel
know.
this. I don't know.
I
but
don't know.
It's time for the geek out, man. And dude, I am. So we saw Transformers 1.
Yeah,
Holy shit!
dude.
It was as advertised the way you said. It was that fucking good. But I gotta be honest. Now, some spoilers. I really enjoyed the first act, just because it had my favorite line of the whole movie. When Alita 1
they do
tells
sneak that
Orion
line in
Pax,
there on you. Yeah.
You don't have the touch or the power, and I was like, oh, I'm in. And then I also geeked out during the race when you got to see the names of like
The
Blur
names.
and Mirage, I think. And
Which Blur would have won that.
how
hands
did
down.
Blur? That was my only gripe of the movie. How the fuck did Blur not win that fucking thing? How
Hands
did
down, Blur
not
wins
just
that.
Run it's
Runs
not even
laps.
close. He's
Boat-
it's
Speedboat, boat races them all.
Boat races
Just fucking
them all.
boat races them.
that should have been Blur. That was Blur's to lose. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Maybe he was one of the
Absolutely
ones
Blur's
that
to
Prime
lose.
and Megatron accidentally bumped into. I don't know, but that would have been the only excuse for Blur to not win that thing. That was Blur's. But I just got on such a Transformers kick,
Yeah.
and I was thinking about how much I fucking started listening to the soundtrack to the first movie,
Yeah.
and not just the hair metal shit, but the Unicron, the do 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 do. Oh, so fucking good, so fucking good. Now, we might have to do a who would win between Instruments of Destruction
Ooh.
and Dare to Believe You Can Survive. Do we call an
Ooh.
audible and make that our steel cage match for today's show?
Maybe.
You hold the future in your
And you still got Dare to Be
hands.
Stupid in there.
I'm to me the next this is mid card.
Okay.
The next tier is You Got the Touch, Dare to Be Stupid. I think
Ooh.
that's I think that's the main event. The mid card. I think you put Instruments of Destruction. Well, I don't know. Is it a triple threat match? Is it Instruments of Destruction versus Dare versus Nothing's Gonna Stand in Our Way?
Ooh.
Not tonight. The fortunate ones to be fast and free and yeah. I mean, something to think about, Eddie.
Something to think about.
Something to think
Something
about.
to think about.
But I just it reminded me of something I told you when we were leaving the theater. You've got to play the Fall of Cybertron game for the PS3.
Yeah, I do need to play that game.
It
I
is
gotta
now-
get a hold of that game.
It is a sequel to the War for Cybertron, which was okay. Had some cool moments, but you could tell Fall of Cybertron was like, okay, now we got it. Dude, do you mind if I just spoil this game?
Spoil it away. Spoil
So
it away.
I'm geeking out on this and something else. So do you want to do? Maybe you want to do your geek out first. 'Cause I have a feeling mine's going to be long. I hope you don't mind.
No, go for it.
Because I'm
Go for it.
cheating. I'm geeking out twice. Transformers.
Geek out twice.
So Fall of Cybertron, it's like the shit is hitting the fan. Megatron is making his move, right?
Yeah.
And Optimus is desperate. The Autobots are desperate. They're being attacked by the Decepticons. And
Right.
early in the game, Prime is like, okay, I gotta find something, and he's just traveling through this main hub in Cybertron, and this is early in the game, and doors just start opening for him,
Okay.
like doors that don't exist just open, and so something is leading him to this core that he needs to get to. And when he finally completes his mission, you hear Prime's voice, and he just says, "No, I." He goes, "I ask you, no, I command you. Who's doing this? Tell me who's doing this." And Eddie, I lost my shit
Yeah.
I dropped my controller. I was not expecting this, and then you just hear this voice go, "Metroplex heeds the call of the last Prime." What, like, where Metroplex is just like this fucking one-time nuke they can, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was incredible. And then so Metroplex, and then so Prime gets taken prisoner, and like in the background, Metroplex is just taking out these giant Decepticon cannons. He's
Yeah.
just, and then Prime is about to be executed by Megatron, and then you just see Metroplex's hand come crashing in, and he just picks up Megatron and just boom, like a fucking fly, just obliterates him. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And now here's where it gets even more awesome. Is
Okay.
later in the game, you have a level where you're Soundwave, and you go to a scrapyard to retrieve all of Megatron's parts and put him back together. And
Oh,
then when you
Humpty
do
Dumpty.
that,
Yeah.
you Humpty Dumpty, and after you finish doing that, guess who's taking over the Decepticons? And guess who has a
Starscream.
coronation that you get to disrupt as Megatron? It was, I'm just fanning the fuck out. There's a level where you play as Jazz and Cliff Jumper.
Now,
and,
in order to revive Megatron, does Soundwave have to jerk off onto him and cover him in Energon
and the
semen?
cassettes, all the cassettes.
Okay.
Soundwave
They
and
circle jerk
Rumble,
on
Rap
top
Jack,
of-
Rumble, Frenzy, Rat Jack.
Rumble
Rat-
just pounds his nuts. He's just
boom, 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 boom. First we crack the balls, then we crack the jizz inside. This is like, it's fucking incredible. Can we real quick? Can we just we're on the Transformers kick? Can we
Yeah.
talk about just how underratedly powerful Rumble and Frenzy were? They they stop the Devastator from forming.
You basically have those two. I don't know. You don't need anyone else.
They just boom, 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 and it's just like it's now
They cause earthquakes.
They stop Devastator from forming. It's
I don't know who else you
Anyway.
need.
but I don't. It's just two of them, and then laser, and then are they the most consistent Decepticons? Are the cassettes? They seem
Yeah.
to get the job done more. I mean, Megatron says himself.
They're
"I'm
lunch
like my
pail
other
guys.
warriors."
Lunch
Yep.
pail guys.
They just right there. They go in.
They
do
tell
it.
you they bring them lunch pails to work every day. Those guys.
Right, we're gonna fawn over them the way dipshits fawn over the Steelers. That's us fawning over Soundwave's cassettes.
The lunch pail guys.
Yeah, oh god, we're gonna go nuts over. We're gonna overrate them the way NFL people overrate the Steelers. That's how it is. But
I mean, they should be yellow and black. They should be.
they
right?
should be. They might as well. But so so then like that's amazing. And then you have a
Yeah.
scene where you're Cliff Jumper and Jazz, and that's fucking fun as shit because they're like the buddies, right?
Yeah.
And then later in the game, now Eddie, I didn't know. I heard Grimlock. I knew Grimlock was in it because he's in the opening cutscene, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't know when he was going to show up or in what fashion he was going to show up. But
Right.
they keep talking about this missing elite unit of Autobots. And
Ooh.
there's this scene where Prime, after you complete this mission, I remember I thought I fucked up and died. He just plummets. And you just
Right.
see Prime, in what looks like this weird jungle type of area in Cybertron.
Yeah, you're just
And
waiting
he's
for the
like,
cut screen to.
Right. Oh,
come
fuck, I
up.
died. And then right as he's about to hit, fucking Swoop just flies in and picks up Prime in his talons.
Woo!
And then there's a fucking level where Swoop, you're Prime, as Swoop is flying you through, and you're just blasting shit. It's fucking amazing. And then when you get to play as Grimlock,
Oh,
he's the Incredible Hulk in this. Like
just smash everything.
he starts off in robot form, and the more things you defeat, the angrier he gets. The more Decepticon minions you kill, the angrier more. And then he just goes into T-Rex mode, and he's fucking unstoppable.
Ooh.
It was just how
Ooh.
they did it perfect. They fucking It was the most. I am gonna say, it might be my favorite Transformers thing ever.
Wow.
I might
Wow.
put it above the 86 movie, just as because there are things that this does that the 86 movie didn't even do. And then so after that scene, more shit goes down, and
Yeah.
Prime realizes they got to get the fuck out of Cybertron. And so they get on the Ark, and one of the final scenes. This game is worth getting. Go find it for the. Yeah, I wonder if it'll play if you have a PS5. There is a scene where Bruticus merges and lands on the Ark to start causing shit. And Jazz, that's like a boss fight. You are Jazz, and you have to fight Bruticus and defeat Bruticus as Jazz. And it's so much fun because he's like, it's almost like an AT-AT thing. You hit it with like cables to kind of fuck it up, and you're like zipping around, then you transform and you're shooting it. It is and it makes Jazz fucking cool as shit. And then there's a scene where these cables connect from the Decepticon ship that's now following the Ark, right?
Does Jazz breakdance and do the spin-a-rooney like in the Michael Bay movie?
Sadly, no. That's
that's too bad.
Okay, I take it back. That's the greatest Transformers thing ever.
Thank you.
Was Jazz that is
doing the spin-a-rooney in the alleyway.
You know what it made me think? We finally got to see in this game. We finally got to see the coming back from commercial break scene where Jazz would like speed up, spin out, and then transform and start shooting. You got to play that.
Ooh.
That's what was so great about this game. You actually got to play that. And then when and then these cables attach. And Eddie, this is when I was just like, I can't believe, like, it was an embarrassment of riches.
Oh.
Because the Decepticons attach these cables to the ship, and Prime's like, we got to get these cables off the ship. And you haven't seen this motherfucker the whole game, and then he just goes, Jetfire! And then the camera pans, and there's fucking Jetfire! And then you just turn into Jetfire, and you're just blasting these kids.
Can you transform as Jetfire, or are you just a jet as Jetfire?
You go out, because you're out in space, and you're just blasting. It's fucking so much fun. It is Fall of Cybertron, and then... you got to play it because I want to get your take if you think it's better than the movie.
I got to find it for PS3.
Do you think it's better than the movie? You know what I mean?
Like,
That's what I want to know. Is it better than the 86 movie? Because right now, here's my rankings. It's Fall of Cybertron and the movie are 1A and 1B, right?
Right.
Then I'm going to have what I'm going to geek out over next.
Okay.
Then I have this Transformers 1 movie that we just saw.
Okay.
And then the cartoons.
Okay.
And then the Bumblebee film. Does that make sense?
Okay, that makes sense. That's a good order. That's a good order.
Now the other one.
I may have moved the cartoons above Transformers 1. I love Transformers 1, but
that's true.
I still might have put the cartoons above Transformers 1.
I think this might be a newness with Transformers 1.
It definitely re-sparks your love for Transformers after watching it.
And then
you realized you forgot how cool they were.
How great. And this is a tough one to track down, I believe. I think it'd be easier to get and I'm going to a Saturday morning. I'm going up to Northridge for a retro game swap meet.
Ooh.
So if you're free, starts at 11.
Saturday morning.
I'm going to be up in Northridge, so maybe you could come out. Either way, I'll try to find that game for you.
Yeah. If you see it, let me know.
But this one is much harder to find. It's very expensive. It's a comic book that IDW published, and I forgot where I met a fellow Transformers fanboy. It might have been at Blast from the Past, that store in Burbank.
Yeah.
But we were talking Transformers. I think we're both looking at the Transformers, and he was like, "Have you read All Hail Megatron?" And I'm like, "What is that?"
What is that?
It's part of the IDW thing, but apparently it's a separate alternate universe story, like a what if Transformers.
Okay.
So in this story, Megatron has won,
All right.
and Prime and the Autobots are living on Earth, hiding, literally hiding, like Transformers, right? Like
Gotcha.
hiding, trying not to be seen, doing whatever they can to survive, doing whatever they can to thwart Megatron, and it's a losing battle. And then it's a great it's a pretty heavy, probably a couple hundred pages of this
Right.
graphic novel. And I'm gonna fuck this up, but it there's a scene where like it cuts to like another planet that I think is Cybertron, or it might be even a different one, and it's Hot Rod and Cup, and like
Okay.
and they are like trying to do what they can to help Prime, and if I'm not mistaken, they encounter like what looks like a distress signal, and they hit it, and like nothing happens, and they're like, well, fuck, you know what I mean? They're like, well,
Right.
what was it? What was this for? And the climax of this comic, of this All Hail Megatron, is Megatron, the Prime and the Autobots are kind of outed, and they're having their final battle, and then they're doing okay, but then Devastator shows up,
Ooh,
and
not good. Not good.
and they're all like, oh, and then as Devastator's about to mop the floor with them, you realize what that little transmission was, right?
Yeah.
And out of the fucking blue, Omega Supreme just lands and just puts a hole in Devastator, which like destroys it. It was like I was like, what the? It's incredible. So that is my geek. If you can find it, it's tough. I would probably try to go to like a used bookstore, preferably, because
is it one like
they have
graphic
a
novel?
collected volume. They also have like maybe 3 or 4, smaller. But look, they're all like fucking, they're all like secondhand on fucking on the Amazon resale. The hardcover one's like over $100. It's like, man, fuck
Oh,
that. Let me
damn.
see. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna
Is there a
go.
digital version somewhere?
That's what I'm trying to see is because like I don't know what's happening with digital comics. I really don't know. Like oh Jesus, the all Hail Megatron complete hardcover on eBay is about $100, 117, and like but like I don't know what the fuck is going on with digital comics. I don't know. I some like the Marvel app works great. I
Yeah.
thought IDW had an app, but I don't know if it works anymore. Like I keep hearing, oh no, the app went down. Like I have the Transformers IDW app. I'm gonna see, and if it's available, I'll let you know.
All
And
right.
it's just so those are my two geekettes: Transformers, Fall
Nice.
of Cybertron, and
Nice.
fucking All Hail Megatron. The IDW. It is. I'm telling you, I go. It's game or movie, and then I go All Hail Megatron. And I think you're right. I'm gonna go with you. I go cartoons, and then Transformers 1, and then the Bumblebee movie. And then everything else is just a massive armpit fart. But that's well, the Netflix show is fucking good. The
Netflix show's
show
great.
is really good. I haven't
Oh,
seen
Netflix
the
was
third
great.
season. Have you seen the final season with
Yeah.
the Beast War?
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it keep it going? Does it stay really
It keeps it
good?
going. It's interesting where it's because the beast I forgot what they're called. I'm not really as familiar with
Maximals?
the Maximals
Yeah.
and I forgot what the other ones are called. Whatever. They're from the
Oh,
future. They're from
right.
way in the future.
Right.
After Cybertron is whatever's happened, and they've come back in time to land on Earth to wait for Prime to show up,
That's
for the
right.
Autobots to show up. So
That
it
I
sort of keeps
think
in the
is
right
the same
timeline.
premise of the actual Beast Wars show, too.
Yeah, okay,
I
maybe it
believe
is. I never watched that.
I believe the Beast Wars show takes place in prehistoric Earth.
I couldn't
believe.
watch the
The
animation.
animation was
so
so bad. But I told you what my cousin told me. I think who saw
there's
that
Ghost
show.
of
He loved it.
Starscream in there.
There's a scene where Starscream's ghost shows up.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck! I gotta watch this. I gotta sit through this fucking animation now.
It's hard.
And watch this shit.
I think I
so
sat through
bad.
like 5 minutes. I'm like, I can't do this.
I can't. It's so bad.
But apparently,
I've
in
heard-
that third season of Transformers on Netflix, it's they've come back from the future to
right.
wait and let them know what's going to happen.
Oh, that's great.
Which is pretty
that
great.
Is that the premise for the last movie that had the Beast Wars in it? That had the Optimus
No.
Prime? Oh, okay.
No, they had been on Earth for a while. I don't even fucking remember. I saw it once, and it was just such a pile of smelly shit. I couldn't.
And you
I
know
don't
what's
remember
so
any of it.
sad about those Michael Bay fucking live action movies is I remember watching the preview for the whatever, the third one,
Yeah.
when it during the Super Bowl, and I remember I should be losing my fucking mind that
Yeah.
Prime has a sword and is riding Grimlock like a
He's
fucking
riding
horse.
Grimlock.
I should be like this, but I don't care. I was
You
like,
don't.
there's no way it's gonna be good. I didn't even bother.
And it
fucking
wasn't.
seeing it. Was that the last night? Is that the
No,
one?
that was the fourth one was the last night. The one with Grimlock. I forgot what that was called.
Yeah.
I forget what that one was called. But
How do you fuck that up so bad?
dude, the fourth one last night has Unicron
And I heard it was terrible.
coming out. Well, Earth is Unicron. At the end of the movie, like Unicron starts coming out of the Earth. Like the planet Earth is Unicron. It's fucking dumb.
Get the fuck out of here with
It's
that
so
shit.
fucking stupid.
Pa fuera. Oh, it's so dumb.
So dumb.
Eddie and I have hogged like 90% of this episode. I
Well,
apologize.
yeah, well, that's
What is
good
your
because my
geek
geek out moment's not as long as yours. Not
Okay.
as long as yours.
Okay.
The
The Gambler.
When I went-
the Gambler made for
the
TV
Gam-
movies with Kenny Rogers. All five
Those
or
are
six
fuck-
of them.
those
How
are pretty
many
fucking
did they
good.
make? How many did they make?
At least 3, if not 4, maybe 5.
Would it have been better, real quick, before you get in your geek out moment?
Yeah.
Would it have been better if he died at the end of every movie, like the song "The Gambler Breaks Even"?
Yeah. I was
Would that
shocked he
have been-
didn't die at the first one.
Like he dies, and then they resurrect him in each one, and then so like
They just keep
by
bringing
the
him back.
fourth one, he's like just fucking rotting.
He's like Jonah Hex by the fourth one. It's just he's got holes in his face. And it's just
I mean,
trying to play poker. It's just like, what if people what?
oh, Foxer, go ahead. Do we need to do a Good Willow Hunting when Cody's with all the Gambler movies?
Where are the Gambler movies at? Can we get them?
Oh fuck. Do you mind if I find that out real quick?
Look for that because I would like to see those again. It's been since I was a child. Since
They
I
were
watched those
TV movies, right?
They were TV movies on CBS.
Let's start with DVD. Oh God, Eddie.
Yeah.
Oh God, the Gambler collection is $14.79 at Walmart.
How many
on
movies
DVD.
are in the How many movies are in the collection?
You think this has made it to 4K yet? It's Blu-ray. There's a Blu-ray. The first one is on Blu-ray. There's a Gambler Blu-ray.
Ooh.
Gambler, he broke even.
Even.
Okay, so let me see what it says.
Oh,
There are no there it is on
Hold on.
DVD. The Gambler Collection 4-film set.
4 films.
Wow, but I mean, you have to go Blu-ray, don't you?
Yeah, if I think you
I
want
mean-
the full picture, the full
I
scope
mean-
of what you're watching.
What if this is director's cut? And you see Kenny's dick in it, like he's full
There's
on.
just a massive fuck scene in the middle of it. He's like, you gotta know how to hold this. Know how to fold it.
What if he's like, here's
Don't you
one
walk
thing.
away. You better run.
You better run. What if it's just so gross? This scene where Kenny looks at him, another thing the Gambler does. No, 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 no. And he just like fucking goes down on the chick, just eats her.
He's like, you see my poker face. Now I'm gonna see your poker face.
He gets peed on. They do a Trump pee tape with Kenny Rogers. Some hooker pees on him. How great would that be? Does that overtake Young Guns 2 as the greatest?
Oh,
Western
if he goes
ever?
into a whorehouse and they're like, "What do you want?" and he's just like, "You know what I want," and then just throws down some money.
Full on fuck scenes. He's just fucking each whore. Fucks each one of them into a coma.
He's like, you know, I can't come unless someone pees on me. And so he's just waiting for some woman to pee on him so he can come.
And the whole thing is like a music video to "Don't Fall in Love with a Dreamer." Like that, they score it. Like it's the or no, Daytime Friends. Daytime Friends and Nighttime Lovers.
Nighttime lovers. Lady.
Or like maybe there's a girl girl who gets too nervous and she only pees a little, then hear a gun go off and her dead body falls, and Kenny looks at the next and goes, "Better get hydrated." You know, like. Eddie, I really think our true calling is, as to anyone who's listened to this podcast for a long time, we need to remake every Kenny Rogers movie. We need to find a way.
Make extra sequels or expand the universe of the Kenny Rogers movies somehow, some way.
It would be, oh God. Wait a minute.
What?
What if we make Gambler 5? Okay, hear me out. We have all that in it. And and then at the end of it, a prostitute comes out and goes, "Gambler, this baby's your baby." And then he goes like this. He goes, "What do we name it?" And he goes, "I don't care, as long as the last name is Baker." And the whole thing is a prequel to Six Pack. Huh?
It's the origin story for Six Pack.
Like he was Brewster
Sold.
Baker,
the great grandfather of Brewster Baker.
The great grandfather of Brewster Baker.
What do we call him?
Baker. We tie together the Kenny Rogers verse.
Yeah, make it all one.
All right, I'm so. What a tangent, Eddie. Now, please, you haven't even gotten to geek out yet. I've been very.
This is a short geek out. This is a short geek out because I just saw this today. It kind of hit me a couple days ago when I took Colton to see that fucking awful Joker movie.
Oh.
But at the beginning, the previews, they show the new documentary called Super/Man about Christopher Reeves.
The Reeve, yeah.
The Reeves thing. And like I'm sitting in the theater, and it's been forever since I've seen Superman in the theater. I know this documentary is about the tragedy that happened to him and how he led the way for people with paralysis trying to walk in, all that other stuff. And
sure.
But like the beginning of it, it goes bump bump, like it does the beginning of the John Williams score, and you see Superman fly through the sky. You're like, oh, and you get those chills of like, because I remember seeing that in the theater as a kid. Bump bump bump. Bump, bump, and you're just like, oh,
fucking best. I gotta see this. I want to see this documentary too.
So do I. I gotta see it. But then I wake up this morning and I'm just scrolling on Instagram and I follow McFarlane. And I collect a couple McFarlane figures from time to time.
I gotta get the Green Lantern. I gotta get that fucking Batman and Superman.
Right. I see today what goes on pre-order for tomorrow. I guess when this Ramble comes out, it will be Wednesday. This comes out for pre-order.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What are they doing to us?
Right?
What are they doing?
I got to get it. And I geeked. I just saw it. I was like, that's like the fucking holy grail of figures to me is Christopher Reeves Superman in the 7-inch form.
That's immaculate.
And it's a cloth cape. It's a cloth cape too.
Oh, fuck. He was so good as Superman. I didn't realize Part 4 was a shitty movie until like the 8th time I saw it.
No, dude, I was all in. I was all
in. I didn't care. And then I think 3. Like,
even when he flew fucking Meryl Hemingway up into space, and I didn't even register that she can't breathe up there.
She can't. He would just implode. She would just implode in 2 seconds.
I didn't
even register. The atmosphere would implode her. Like it. But
didn't even register. I'm like, whatever. He's Superman.
He sold it. That's why I didn't give a fuck that they gave him powers he doesn't have. I didn't care.
I didn't care. He had a little cellophane Superman crest that could wrap people up.
Around people, fucking amazing. And is that the greatest moment in any DC anything?
Oh, dude, when he's got his hand.
When he reverses the powers, when he's in the thing,
right.
Yes, and then he just...
And he goes down and he kneels and
he just... Oh, my God. And
then
they Lois Lane just murders the... Lois Lane
just fucking kills her.
Murders the other... You're a real pain in the neck. Boom.
And just fucking sends her down to her death in a fucking glacier.
It was... And man.
But dude, when I heard that in the movie theater, in the preview, bump, 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 and you just see when he flies by, you're like, oh, and I just remembered, and I saw that today, the McFarlane figure. I'm like, fuck, I got to get that McFarlane figure. Christopher Reeve Superman.
Okay, I'm going to say something very controversial.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask your permission. to put in the top 5 all-time John Williams scores,
Okay.
okay,
Ooh, all right.
is bum ba 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 da bum ba ba ba. Dude,
That's a
that
great one.
Planet Krypton.
That's a great one.
Ba da bum ba 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 ba. Like
It's
I
like the
really
second one because people don't think of that when they think of Superman. They think of the dun 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 dun
right.
dun dun, dun. And the
Yep.
same with Star Wars. They think of the Star Wars theme, but they don't think of
Right.
the Yoda theme or the Luke and Leia theme.
That's so good.
Like that one is the one that they always use whenever they show hints of the Force. That's always the score that's underneath it.
Dude, John Williams shit is so like I remember like I got goosebumps when Knights of the Old Republic came out.
Yeah.
And I remember playing the game. I put it on, and when you boot the game, there's like a trailer for the game when you first boot
Yeah.
it, right? And there's a scene where Bastila, who could be a love interest depending on how you play the game or not, she looks troubled, and she yells out, and then it does the na 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 na, and I'm
Yeah.
like, and he fucking rescued everything about those prequels. It's just his music is. I don't know what I love. I think Yoda's theme is my favorite. I think. I
Yoda's theme is
don't know.
great. Yeah, Luke and Leia's theme is great.
Ugh.
But to me, my all-time favorite, John Williams. If you're going to bring John Williams scores, Superman is my all-time favorite.
Is that your number
John Williams
one?
score? Yeah.
It's a great one.
There's something about that one where you feel it in your chest every time you hear it.
Well, I don't disagree. I think the one, though, I'll tell you, is the one. Okay, I think my favorite. I think I might be with you on Superman, but I think my favorite piece of music of his is the map room in Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Oh my! That I just was like,
They're
this
great,
is fucking,
but
and then, but I think
Superman. When I hear Superman, I feel when I was a kid, I felt when I walked out of the movie theater, I felt like I was a fucking superhero.
It was
like
the
you
best.
feel it.
It was the great, and it was that mute that it was Chris Reeve and that fucking song.
Yeah.
And but I also, dude, I don't think enough credit is given to John Williams. Is the one of his I think that somehow flies under the radar, even though it was probably the most money making movie of all of them. But when E.T. makes the bikes fly,
Yeah.
the way the chase, the bump, and then the way it all da 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 da. I mean, oh fuck, it was that I don't
And then
know.
the way
I don't know if I
ET
could
just
pick.
holds that bag of shit outside the basket and just drops it on the hood of the cars. Just that alien bag, that alien turd, just drops it on a cop.
And it just starts melting all the cops.
Because alien shit is acid.
He just repurposes all the Nazis melting from Indiana Jones. Just puts that in it. I mean, you think E.T. got pooned back home?
I don't think he did. I think he was more incel.
Yeah.
I think ET was probably the incel.
He was like the MAGA of whatever planet he was from.
Yeah, I think he was the incel because they wouldn't have left him if he was cool. If he was
yeah. They're like, we're good.
Let's fuck this guy. Or maybe he was hitting everybody's girl, and they're like, "Fuck this guy.
This guy's getting too much pussy.
He's getting too much puss. We're leaving him here." Ouch!
Getting in there, playing some Lionel Richie, getting the ouch finger.
Oh, dude.
Woo! Man, I don't know. We geeked out ourselves into a corner. I don't know. We're gonna have to shelve everything else for the next Ramble.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, God, I don't know. Woo. Ramble at theramblepod.com. What is your favorite John Williams soundtrack, score, song, anything that he did? What's your favorite? Ramble at theramblepod.com. Where do you rank Transformers properties? Right?
Yeah.
We want to know. I'm or fucking comment on our YouTube page. Whatever.
I'm curious because I would like to know what people thought of Transformers 1 because I think it finally just crossed 100 million.
Oh, so it's making money.
Finally, I think it's making money. Finally.
It
took a few weeks.
Part 2. That means we're going to get Transformers 2.
I hope.
Oh man. and I don't know how they're gonna do that. It's gonna be
Because it was
interesting
such a
to see.
great transformation of Megatron to the final thing of what you saw Megatron. Like, that's fucking Megatron.
Well,
at the
and I
end.
thought both of them. Like, I loved how that great juxtaposition where Prime is being born at the same time as Megatron, but Prime is being born through goodness and like being the hero, and
Right.
Megatron's being born by just going psycho and ripping Sentinel Prime in
Right.
half. And it's just.
But when his eyes are yellow and he looks down, he looks
And then
back
they're
up and they're red. I'm like,
Oh fuck. Whew.
I'm tired of saving you. Boom.
So good. So good. It was, man, incredible. And it makes that moment in the return of Optimus Prime so much more interesting when Prime and Galvatron shake hands. Remember that? When
Yeah.
Prime rescues them all from those, when Galvatron says us peace for today or something like that.
Yeah.
If you go by that continuity, mixing it, you're like, fuck, this is tremendous. Oh, fuck. What a ramble. Mike, we did nothing but geek out, and we're proud of it. Again, subscribe, 5-star rating, positive text review. You know where to find us. You know where to love us. Do it. We
talked Transformers. We talked
John
The Gambler
Williams,
and Superman.
The Gambler. What else do you need? What else do you need? God.
It's the trifecta right there.
It really is. It really is. Is that our title? The Transformers, The Gambler,
The Holy Trinity of
and
Transformers,
yeah.
Superman, and the Gambler.
Holy Trinity. That's it. The Holy Trinity of Transformers, Superman, and the Gambler. That's the title. All right. We love you guys. Stay safe out there. We will be back Friday for a Ramble Radio, maybe with Cody. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the song.
Bye.
Oh, wait. There we go.
No, that's the end of this. That's the beginning.
There we go. There it is. Dude, I gotta, like, next time I'm on the road, I'm gonna try to hit up, like, a half-price books and try to find that
See if you
All Hail
can find it.
Megatron.
What's that one book place you know about online that you get that one book you got that was like $100, but you got it for like $4?
That was actually in person. It was half-price books. I had to go in person when I was in Missouri.
I wonder if they have it.
Born to Run. Born to Run's a big half-price guy. Dude,
All right, hit up
if you
Born
can
to
hear
Run.
this, if you're listening, if you can
He's not
find us All Hail
listening anymore.
Megatron.
He stopped listening.
He stopped. Oh.